Well, Jeff, I appreciate your time this week. It's been fun hanging out in the woods with you, as well as out in the heat a little bit. But no, I'm glad we had the chance to get together and essentially compare equipment, compare techniques more or less as far as like just our surveying thing. So I think we've got some good information to share with folks, and I think it's going to help maybe some others understand sort of how the tools compare, how they contrast, how they complement each other. I think we've got some pretty good information to share with folks from this week. Well, looking back on our early days of career, at least mine anyway, it's pretty cool to think back at how our relationship started and how much of an impression you made upon me as far as staying organized in surveying and how much it made an impact on the day-to-day, say, efficiency in the whole thing. But yeah, you definitely played a part in that history.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. I had a lot of mentors myself. The surveying profession always drew me in just from the integrity of the profession and the truth of the data, and I've always had a scientific mind, so that's what kind of drew me in.
One of the key moments for me in my surveying history is definitely technology based. The total stations that we were using back then, I mean, it caught my attention. I thought it was a pretty cool piece of technology. But heck, you started before that, and the total station wasn't quite, I guess, where it was when I started. So you had a whole different method that you had to deal with.
Yeah, I remember out of the 4 or 5 crews that we were running at the time, there was one total station, and it was sort of a big deal if you got to be the lucky crew to take that piece of equipment out. Otherwise, you were writing down all your data in a field book.
Yeah, and that's not just general notes, that's every precise measurement that was made. So,
yeah.
So no, it's pretty cool to see that the technology has come from that realm in our lifetime of our career, So it's neat to see the progression of surveying just in the last 30 years. So again, this week, it was really cool to go back and revisit some of the tools that I used to use that I don't currently anymore, and have this opportunity to compare the drone, to the conventional work.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's been nice about getting back together with you is seeing this cutting edge technology that you're using and you've been using, and I've considered you an expert in that. We feel like we're cutting edge, but truth is our equipment's 15 years old, and that's a long time in the world of technology.
Yeah. I'm hoping, not that we're looking for a sale or anything out of this. I think I was just trying to explore, that contrast of the different tools. But I'm hoping that I was able to, after this week, came away with a little bit better understanding of what we're doing with the equipment. I think that was part of my goal, was just to help, bring some awareness to it maybe, and then also, definitely have the ability to compare.
Throughout my career, every time there's been a new piece of equipment, whether it's an EDM or a robotic total station, and it's turning the angles and you don't have a human eye to measure that angle, there's always been some skepticism with it. Is the data good? Is it true? Is it good? And so we would a lot of times redo everything the new way and the old way to make sure it's real.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing here.
I think so, and it's cool because we're going to see some advantages between each piece of equipment. I think there's going to be places where the LiDAR drone or the LiDAR from the drone collection is going to shine a little bit better than conventional stuff. But there's definitely areas, say in the woods, that I couldn't touch with the LiDAR scanner, so that you guys on the ground picked up no problem. So again, I think it's just going to come out that it's just another tool in the toolbox, but it's one heck of a tool, man. It really is.
I'm looking forward to seeing the areas that we missed, that you picked up, and whether or not I need to go out and get more data to fill in those gaps. I think it's obvious, just looking at what we looked at this morning. After 3 days of work, I think we're up to about 500 shots, and we're 2/3 of the way into the project, whereas you have literally millions and millions of shots.
Unfortunately, I don't have that total number for you. I didn't bother to look, but it is in the millions. I mean, we have a lot of information out there for sure.
Yep, me too.
Well, Jeff, I definitely gotta thank you and your guys for giving us this opportunity to come down and hang out with you and use you and your tools and your services just to get this comparison going. So it's been great. I really appreciate your time and effort.
Well, it's a two-way street. I appreciate you also.